A reminder to everybody, it was 2 years ago today that first lockdown came in and we were told to stay at home. Everyone thought it would have a catastrophic effect upon the British economy. Everyone thought actually that it would lead to high unemployment. But it's remarkable. Going into this, actually, the Chancellor's tax income is pretty good. It's projected to be pretty good. I'm guessing he held a bit back today for tax cuts down the line. But joining me to give us a bigger assessment, a better assessment of today's spring statement is Liam Halligan, our economics editor. Liam, the 1 penny tax cut in 2024 perhaps was the one thing that we didn't think was coming. Was there anything else in there that surprised you?
Yeah, that 1p tax cut, there's a contradiction there because the Chancellor started his statement by saying there's an unusually large element of uncertainty in these economic forecasts. And of course, we saw the growth forecast for this year cut from 6% to less than 4%. We saw the inflation forecast rise from 4% this year to 7.4%. And yet he's absolutely certain he's going to cut taxes just before an election. I don't buy that. I thought it was disingenuous. But the big miss for me, and I thought this was a politically pretty cack-handed statement, I must say, and I've got a lot of respect for the Chancellor personally, but there was very little in this for hard-pressed families, particularly in those red wall seats the Tories need to win back, in the midst of the worst cost of living crisis. The Office of Budget Responsibility confirmed in its fine print since the early 1950s. Consider, Nigel, that benefits are going to go up by 3.1% in April as the fiscal year begins because they're linked to the inflation rate last autumn. That's the way we do things in the UK. You got a 3.1% increase in benefits at a time when inflation is 7 or 8%, or if you're in a low-income, vulnerable household and you spend more disproportionately of your income on food and fuel, all the things that are going up quickly, inflation is well into double digits.
And taxes are going up, aren't they? Because the allowances are going to be frozen, corporation tax is going to be going up. I mean, he's presented this, all of this. I mean, I find it extraordinary. I don't know how he's got the cheek. My vision for a lower tax economy.
And yet the fine print shows, and you'll be combing through it. I've been looking at it this afternoon after we did our budget special on GBNews, our spring statement special. You can see tax as a percentage of GDP going up over the next 3 years from where it currently is, which is already at a 70-year high. So there's a lot of political sophistry in this, saying that you're a low-tax Chancellor, pinning that claim on a tax cut that may not happen given all the uncertainty, while meanwhile taxes are rising. And another thing is, I don't think we're going to be seeing much more of sort of Rishi Sunak's flashy Instagram photos of expensive cashmere sweaters and so on, at a time when the cost of living is rising so hard, so fast for ordinary households. I don't think the Chancellor really conveyed that he gets it.
No, that was the one thing I thought. This is going to be very serious, isn't it, for millions of people? Those bills are about to land. They're feeling the pinch already. Food stuff. I mean, we talk energy all the time, but food stuff's going up.
On my On the Money show on GB News, Monday to Friday at 1, we have really focused on food security, not just energy security. We've been doing that for months, right? We've been doing the cost of living crisis literally since the channel began last summer. And you and I have talked about it a lot on your show as well. The rest of the sort of political and media class is now catching up, but they don't understand the food shortage that is coming and the impact on wheat prices, grain prices, vegetable oils, potatoes. They're not planting potatoes in Ukraine at the moment. We're not getting wheat exports from Russia, which is the biggest wheat exporter in the world, for all kinds of reasons, however justified, and in many senses they are completely justified, but it has a cost of living knock on. And I don't think the Chancellor's done anything today that will make ordinary households that are struggling feel any more secure tonight than they did this morning. 5p on fuel duty. Great. Fill up your car, you might save £3.5 quid. If you're lucky, you can't even buy a pint for £3.5 quid.
I made the point. You'd struggle. I should know. But I mean, I made the point. VAT is up 7p on a litre. So, I mean, he's not really giving us anything, is he?
He isn't. And you were talking to Nigel Nigel Nelson there about Rachel Reeves. I thought she did pretty well today. She's a lot more credible than her predecessor, if you like, John McDonnell. Yeah. She's a former Bank of England economist. You know, there's a lot of sophistry there as well. She wants to scrap business rates, which a lot of small businesses hate paying because they've got to pay them even if they make no money at all. That's 25 billion quid. She's not saying where that money is going to come from, but at least she's having that conversation which previous Labour administrations haven't had. So at a time when there is starting to be a credible alternative, I think Rishi has shown, with all respect, however clever he is, however intelligent he is, he lacks political feel and experience. Yeah,
no, I get that. Liam, marks out of 10 for the Chancellor's spring statement. I put you on the spot. What is your number?
Well, I think given the seriousness of where we are, it would have to be, 5 to 6. Must try harder.
OK. Liam Halligan, thank you very much indeed.